The bodies of actor Gene Hackman, his wife Betsy Arakiwa, and their dog were found in their New Mexico home this week. Hackman is a legendary actor who defined an unforgettable era of Hollywood with his commanding presence in The French Connection, Unforgiven, and Enemy of the State. He has always been known for playing intense main characters, but no one thought his name would be at the center of a jaw-dropping real-life mystery that was so strange that even the FBI couldn't ignore it. It started out as a quiet investigation, but quickly turned into a full-on investigation. With crazy theories and confusing headlines all over the news, how can we tell the difference between fact and fiction? What dark secrets might have been buried under his garage, and could it have something to do with Hollywood's long history of secrecy and scandals? Join us as we find out the shocking truth about what's really hiding under Gene Hackman's garage. When she died in February 2025 at the age of 95, the world mourned the loss of a Hackman who was famous for his roles in classic movies like The French Connection and Unforgiven, had stopped acting a long time ago, and was spending his twilight years in Santa Fe with his wife Betsy Araki and their beloved dog. But what should have been a peaceful farewell turned into a whirlwind of rumors, theories, and one very strange tunnel to begin. Both Gene and Betsy died within days of each other in very strange circumstances. It all began innocently enough. Apparently, Betsy died of hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, a disease that sounds so uncommon that you'd have to Google it to make sure it's real. Gene, on the other hand, died of heart disease and Alzheimer's complications. Sad and suspicious, right? Well, that's where things get interesting. Their bodies weren't found right away, which only added to the mystery. By the time the police arrived, the scene had taken on an eerie air, like the internet did what it always does. It overanalyzed everything and came up with crazy theories. This time, they took it to a whole new level. Almost right away, rumors started spreading about how they died, how the timeline was jumbled, and how bad their home was. Even the family dog became a character of interest in this unfolding drama, but one thing that no one could wrap their heads around was the rumor about a hidden tunnel under Hackman's Santa Fe home. But this tunnel is said to hold 701 bodies, not 700, not 702, but exactly 71. That's such a strangely specific number that it sounds like it could have been taken from a rejected Stephen King novel. But how did this rumor start? Some say the FBI got a tip about something strange happening under Hackman's property, while others say it all started with a normal real estate inspection that went horribly wrong. Either way, the FBI was there within 24 hours, and what they found shocked them. And when the FBI is shocked, no one could say for sure if they found an old wine cellar or if this was a long-buried secret, a mob treasure trove of horrors, or just the fever dream of an overzealous Reddit thread. The story took on a life of its own, which of course begs the question of what could possibly connect Gene Hackman, the beloved actor and retired recluse, to such a macabre find. Was this just an elaborate urban legend gone crazy, or was there something in Hackman's past that we all missed? Hackman was a famous El Private, which adds to the mystery. He stopped acting in 2004 to focus on writing books and enjoying a quieter life. But was there a darker side to his story? Did we all miss some hidden detail that now seems glaringly obvious? Or is this just another case of people trying to turn a tragedy into a Netflix-ready scandal? The man, the myth, the mystery, Hollywood has always been a place where intrigue thrives. Because the line between fact and fiction, under the bright lights of the studio's rumors abound about everything from Marilyn Monroe's secret tunnels to how the Bronson Caves went from being a simple rock quarry to a movie set. Hollywood loves its mysteries, and now it seems that Gene Hackman, Hollywood's tough, no-nonsense method actor who played Popey Doyle in The French Connection, and Edward Lyle in An Enemy of the State, has become the latest subject of such rumors. Hackman was known for glaring through a scene with more intensity than most actors muster in a film. Although Gene Hackman has been retired for more than 20 years and living a quiet life away from the chaos of Hollywood, his name has been linked to rumors of hidden rooms, underground secrets, and shady connections. He has never been one to stir up trouble. In fact, he's known more for his strict professionalism than for his tabloid-worthy antics. But after spending decades hanging out with Hollywood's elite, a group known for their skeleton-filled closets, it's hard to stay out of trouble. Over the years, rumors have spread about Hackman's friendships and dealings with people who may have been on the wrong side of the law or been involved with criminals in real life. Hackman's career has been a masterclass in portraying characters who thrive in secrecy and danger. He spent a lifetime playing men who live in the shadows. But could Hackman's on-screen roles have bled into his real life? Maybe all those years of chasing down criminals and uncovering them have Even though Hackman was famous for his acting, he also had a really messy garage. His famously bad temper earned him the nickname Vesuvius on set, and directors and co-stars have talked about how legendary his outbursts were. But underneath that fiery exterior was a man shaped by a troubled past. Hackman was born in Illinois during the Great Depression, and his childhood was anything but perfect. His father left when he was 13 years old, waving goodbye, and his mother tragically died in a fire before he even became famous in Hollywood. Hackman once joked that dysfunctional families have produced a number of pretty good actors, and he wasn't wrong. He used his own pain to create characters that were raw, complex, and deeply human in The Vanishing Act. Gene Hackman was a legendary actor with a career spanning decades. He is known for his unforgettable performances and a certain no-nonsense attitude. When asked when he last threw a punch, Hackman didn't have to think too hard. He remembered that traffic accident in 2001 that turned into a full-on fist fight. It started out like any other minor car accident, with both drivers getting out to look at the damage, but things quickly got worse when words were exchanged, and Hackman said one of them was an anti-gay slur directed at him. If you think Gene Hackman would just let that go, you clearly don't know it. According to reports, Gene Hackman, the actor, retaliated with his fists, landing several punches before the other driver ended the fight with a knee to Hackman's groin. Surprisingly, neither man filed charges and there was no police report. Hackman's representative later played down the fight, saying that Gene thought it was funny and that he's not a soft guy because he's an ex-Marine and can take care of himself. He's a very gentle guy, but anyone can be provoked. Hackman's angry side wasn't just limited to random drivers. It also showed up on film sets. For example, in the 2001 cult classic The Royal Tenenbaums, working with Hackman was anything but whimsical for some of his co-stars, and even director Wes Anderson. In fact, Anderson and cast member Gwyneth Paltrow both said they were scared of Hackman. It's tense when your director and co-stars stick together like high school students trying to avoid the mean teacher. Hackman seemed especially annoyed by Anderson. Anderson's frequent collaborator, Noah Baumbach, remembered that Hackman had once called the director a rather colorful epithet beginning with C that you wouldn't use in polite company. Anderson may have realized this wasn't the best PR moment for Hackman and tried to soften the blow by saying, "I feel like we kind of made Gene Hackman look bad," he said during the panel. "Do you think we gave him enough balance or not? It's clear Hackman wasn't there to make friends. He was there to work and maybe throw in a few insults for good measure." So who is Gene Hackman? Is he a gentle soul who can be provoked into throwing punches? A Hollywood heavyweight with a short fuse? Or just a guy who never likes to see his own movie? Most likely it was a mix of all three. In 2004, Hackman pulled off what was probably his best disappearance act by quitting acting. Hackman quietly retired after decades in the spotlight, leaving fans to wonder why one of Hollywood's biggest stars would leave at the height of his powers. But Hackman had hinted at dissatisfaction long before he officially retired in 1977. He complained about being stuck in well-paid but uninspiring roles, suggesting that even Hollywood legends can feel lost in the machine. When he finally did retire, he did so without fanfare, no farewell tour, no tearful interviews, just a quiet exit, stage left. There was a lot of mystery surrounding him. Why would someone who was so connected to Hollywood choose to disappear? Was it just burnout, or was there something deeper going on? This brings us back to the rumors of a hidden room under Hackman's garage. Is it true? If so, why was it hidden in the first place? Could it have something to do with Hollywood's long history of secrecy and scandals? What we do know is that Gene Hackman is still one of the most interesting people in Hollywood. His mysterious personality has kept us interested even after he retired. FBI and the hidden room. When the FBI shows up, it's usually a sign that something serious is going on. According to rumors on the street, we mean the internet, neighbors allegedly saw forensic teams with high-tech scanning equipment and even underground mapping tools. It's not often that your neighborhood looks like a scene from CSI Suburbia. Naturally, this raised the question of whether this was a normal occurrence. If they were looking for something specific, why did they reportedly look like they'd seen a ghost, or 701 of them when they found whatever it was? The rumor mill was already going full speed with the most amazing theory that the agents were looking into claims that 701 bodies were buried in the home of none other than Hollywood legend Gene Hackman. The same Gene Hackman who played famous roles is now allegedly starring in a real-life movie, although there isn't any real evidence to support this crazy claim yet, not even a stray bone. That hasn't stopped the internet from doing what it does best, going crazy with rumors, memes, and conspiracy theories. Social media sites like TikTok and Threads became the center of this strange story, with some users treating it like an unsolved mystery fit for a Netflix documentary series, complete with scary music and dramatic captions. Others said it was completely made up, pointing out the obvious lack of credible sources. Still, others found it funny, because when life gives you rumors, you make memes. One meme joked that Gene Hackman was a Hollywood actor by day and a master builder by night. Another joked that the 701 bodies were just all the characters he's killed off in his movies. Meanwhile, traditional media outlets, which are supposed to be the guardians of journalistic integrity, work to dispel the claim. Reliable sources pointed out the complete lack of... People were shocked by the evidence they found and how quickly rumors like these can get out of hand in today's click-hungry digital world. To their credit, they kept a straight face while reporting on what had to be one of the craziest celebrity rumors in recent memory. So why does this kind of story get so much attention? Maybe it's because it combines elements that people love: mystery, scandal, and a little bit of silliness. It's like a tabloid headline and an Agatha Christie book. Maybe it's because we've all seen too many true crime documentaries and now see serial killers hiding behind every picket fence. Whatever the reason, it's clear that people are interested in the idea that someone as seemingly normal, if not extraordinarily talented as Gene Hackman, could have such a dark secret. It's the ultimate you think you know someone scenario, but let's be honest, Gene Hackman is 95 years old and hasn't done any acting in almost 20 years. The man probably, what do you think, does Gene Hackman really spend his days gardening or binge-watching Jeopardy, or are we supposed to believe that he's also moonlighting as some kind of evil mastermind with a knack for underground tunnels? Regardless of whether you see this story as a scary mystery, a complicated hoax, or just another example of the strange things people believe on the internet, it's definitely entertaining, and isn't that what we're all here for? Another case of crazy rumors going popular is the tormented house. It's hard to believe that such a beautiful home as G. Hackman's Santa Fe estate could be hiding such dark secrets. It sits on 12 acres of pristine hilltop land and has views that go all the way to the Colorado mountains. The $8 million doll house is a work of architectural beauty, but behind its adobe walls and handcrafted ceramics is a story full of tragedy, unanswered questions, and rumors of a hidden room. Let's start with the house itself. It was once a crumbling 1,950 S-block building that Hackman turned into a work of art that blended Pueblo colonial New Mexico and Spanish Baroque styles. Think tall log columns, exposed beams, and earth-toned adobe walls decorated with Native American art. Hackman owned American China and Global Treasures, but he was also the artist in residence and even mixed the paint colors himself to get the right mood. It wasn't just a house, it was his sanctuary, his canvas, and his love letter to the Southwest. But this dream home turned into a nightmare that no one saw coming. In February 2005, Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa were found dead in their beloved Santa Fe estate. The cause of their deaths has been revealed, but what about their dog? The couple had 3 furry friends, but one of them died along with them. According to an autopsy done by the New Mexico Department of Agriculture's veterinary lab, Xena was found in a heartbreaking state. She had been severely dehydrated and starved, and her condition had progressed to the point where she was almost mummified, making it impossible to learn more. There were no signs of disease, trauma, or poisoning, just the grim reality of neglect in her last days. The other 2 dogs survived and are now being cared for by a local pet facility. Even this small silver lining brings up questions about how 2 dogs lived while 1 died. Was Xena just too old or weak, or is there more to this mystery than we were told? And speaking of mysteries, let's talk about the rumored hidden room. Gene Hackman wouldn't be the first famous person to have a mansion with a secret room. In fact, Hollywood homes are often linked to hidden rooms, underground tunnels, and private bunkers. Charlie Chaplin is said to have had escape tunnels in his estate during the Prohibition era. Some rooms were built for privacy, others for safety, and some, well, No one really knows why they exist. Could Hackman's house have its own secret chamber? It's not impossible. After all, this property probably went through many owners before Hackman bought it. Who knows what secrets the previous owners might have left behind? A hidden room could hold stories from another time that may or may not explain the strange events that happened in Hackman's last days. As investigations continue, speculation abounds. Will the FBI find something that connects all the clues? Or will this just become another unsolved Hollywood mystery that people whisper about in hushed tones? For now, we have more questions than answers about what happened in that beautiful but haunted house. Was it just a tragic accident, or is there a deeper story waiting to be found? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, family. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to our channel before you leave. Watch the next video that comes up.